Monaghan and Down employed similar tactics the All-Ireland quarter-final and the Ulster semi-final against Donegal's zonal defence, and it really messed with it. It really caused problems for Donegal. And it'd be interesting to see if Kerry are brave enough to try a wee bit of this. Kerry haven't played much football through the arc. They played, because Tyrone were man-to-man, they got football through the arc. Against Armagh, who were zonal, it was very much this shape round the arc, and then they overloaded the full forward line. They tried to drag the Kerry defenders out of that space, or sorry, the Armagh defenders out of that space. They didn't really utilise it all that well, the space that they created. What Monaghan did and what Down did to Donegal, O'Hanlon for Monaghan, McCarthy for Monaghan, went straight in and attached themselves to McHugh and Owen Gallagher. And Monaghan did the opposite of what you would think they would do. They used them in those congested areas. They started to pop the ball into those two boys repeatedly, and they got shots off because they were creating 1v1s in there. They were getting their shots off, and all of a sudden, them getting shots off made Donegal's defence panic. McHugh, Owen Gallagher couldn't sweep anymore. They couldn't protect anymore. There was 1v1s going on inside that they didn't want. And then because they were getting shots away, particularly McCarthy, these players started to panic. They started to leave their positions thinking, well, we can't keep letting this man shoot from here. And when they were leaving positions, Monaghan were very good at getting the ball popped right back out really quickly, not getting turned over and moving the ball and getting their shot off through somebody else, because Donegal had gone really, really tight then in trying to turn that over. And if you look at Donegal that day and their defence, usually their zonal defence is pretty solid, pretty good shape. They were all over the place. They were being dragged from left to right, and they did not know how to cope. Kerry, and you take the profile of Gavin White and Paddy Clifford, perfect, very, very similar. Are Kerry brave enough to go and pop through the arc? Kerry tried to play through the arc a wee bit in the league game in Killarney against Donegal, but they didn't do it in that way. They didn't do it in a smart way. They did it where they put people into the arc, they gave them the ball, and then they were trying to shoot under pressure from 2 or 3 bodies rather than recycling and moving around. They took the shot on. Kerry kicked 16 out of 30 from open play that day, 53%. Not enough to win the All-Ireland if that's repeated on Sunday. But if they can play in through Clifford and in through Gavin White and get them 1v1s, and then if it's not 1v1, get the ball moved around quickly again. If Kerry can bring a wee bit more play through the arc, they can cause that Donegal zonal defence real problems.